Hey strong people, Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com, and it's over. We can all stop refreshing spreadsheets, looking at my Twitter, asking me what my sources are, and everyone else. It's a group effort. That's the great thing about World's Strongest Man. I started posting this stuff a long time ago because, and made it in the Starting Strongman group because it's just kind of hard to compile everything, and that's why I make this video. And there's something that it makes me like World's Strongest Man. It makes me more excited because it's harder to find, I think. It's such a weird sport. It'll be broadcast December 5th on CBS, the finals, and CBS Sports, and over on Channel 5 in the UK. Can't wait to see it happen. I already went over some of the results from the log ladder, etc. So going into the last event, Alexei Novikov had 40 points, Jerry Pritchett 36, JF Caron 34, Tom Stoltman 33.5, etc. So what happened in the Atlas stones? Tom Stoltman did all 5 stones in 19.89 seconds. Crazy. Brian Shaw, who was 7th going into the last event, did all 5 stones in 28.55. JF Caron, who was in 3rd, but with Tom, half a point above Tom, that is not safe, did all 5 stones in 34.03. Alexei Novikov did 4 stones in 1947. And that was probably, he didn't need to do the 5th stone. He had, a 4-point lead going into the event. Ivars Smokstelis did 4 stones in 20.63. Adam Bishop, 4 stones, 24.30. Jerry Pritchett, 4 stones, 24.53. And on the Live from Bradenton show, Nick Best said that Jerry had the 5th stone, just almost couldn't load it. And if he did, he would have ended up on the podium in 3rd place overall. That's just kind of how the sport works. Kevin Ferris, 4 stones, 24.73. Luke Richardson, 3 stones. Final results, we had, in 10th place, Graham Hicks. He got injured on the first event. 9th place, Luke Richardson, 22.5. He had a lot of hype going into the show after winning Europe's. And I wouldn't say he disappointed. Making the finals your first year, it's his 5th show, and he got 9th at Worlds. There's no disappointment there. Ivars Smokstelis, 28.5 for 8th. Kevin Ferris, 31 points. Amazing job by Kevin Ferris. He was right up there in a couple of the events. He is the smallest guy competing. I don't think anyone really gave him the credit he was due going into this, myself included. Adam Bishop, day 2 was tough for him. Tough events for Adam. He had really strong events on day 1. Dropped a lot of points on day 2, but still ends up in 6th place, 34 points. Brian Shaw, pretty much in 7th this whole contest, but he pulled one out and got 2nd in the stones to end up in 5th, which I believe improves his performance from last year, where he got 6th. 35.5 points. I've seen a lot of really disparaging comments all over the internet on Brian. And yeah, he's 4 times World's Strongest Man. He hypes himself up a lot in his videos, so when he doesn't win, it's disappointing. But the fact is, he got 5th at World's Strongest Man. And there looks like there's room for improvement. And there's a lot of talk, should he retire? And that is something he needs to decide. If he still enjoys competing, he still made the finals. He still got 5th. He got 2nd in the Atlas Stones. Is he a threat to win every time? Didn't look like it this weekend. But I wouldn't say he should stop competing if he enjoys it. Terry Holland still competes and does well. Mark Felix, I think it comes down to, does he enjoy competing or winning? And that's something he has to decide. And we'll see what happens with the Shaw Classic. I think people still enjoy watching him compete. He still had some good performances. He doesn't have to. I don't think from a financial standpoint he has a lot going on. His YouTube's crushing it. If he starts promoting shows, he has his gear, his support line, etc. He doesn't have to, so it's 100% up to him. And definitely you or me or I doesn't get to decide. Jerry Pritchett, great, man. Jerry looked great. Just a little stumble in the Atlas stones, but he looked amazing. I think we're seeing what a healthy Jerry looks like, and almost took third. It was kind of hard because it's like you get so happy when a veteran that's been right there gets on the podium. JF's been, I think, you got fifth three years in a row, then fourth last year. So it's good to see him on the podium. At the same time, you feel bad that Jerry didn't get it. It's like a lose-lose, win-win situation. But yeah, 40 points for Jerry Pritchett for fourth place. Great performance by Jerry. JF Caron, 42 points. And Tom Stoltman, 3 event wins. 3 event wins for Tom Stoltman. Definitely looking like the future of the sport. I didn't see him winning the log ladder at all, but he did, and it looked like he had a really good time on it. He's not the only Luke's not the only Stoltman that can press a log. So great performance, 43.5 points, and it's always nice to have that ace in your hole knowing that you're going to beat everyone at Atlas Stones, and he did by almost 10 seconds, including Brian Shaw, who's been the king of the stones for a long time. Well, other than Thor, but you know what I mean. 43.5 points. Alexei Novikov, Mr. Consistency. So Alexei won by never placing below 5th. So what Alexei did is he got, he went in, got 2nd in the carry medley, won the 18-inch deadlift, 5th in the keg toss, 4th in the Hercules hold, and 4th in the Atlas Stones, and maybe could have done a little better, but probably didn't need to. So probably could have got top 3 in that event. Don't know. Haven't seen the footage. Hard to say. Awesome job by Alexei Novikov. 24 years old. I think that makes him the 2nd youngest person to ever win World's Strongest Man. John Paul Sigmarsson was the youngest. Just a great performance by Alexei Novikov. And I think there's plenty more for him to come. I think it was a good show overall by World's Strongest Man. I enjoyed the paid access on Facebook, live from Bradenton. It's nice that, even if it was delayed off of some of the official scores, scores that, we got and saw from various sources, it's nice even at least at the end of the day, there's been official scores on every event. In the past, we had to wait till World's Strongest Man to see if what we thought going by stuff and putting on a spreadsheet and, on startingstrongman.com and stuff was right. Like, we had to wait till the show was aired on television. So it's a huge step forward that they're even putting any media out at all. They started to do that a couple years back, and they're coming along. So I'm confident that Worlds will keep bringing fans more and more access as this goes. You wonder what it would have looked like with a couple of the other competitors, but part of sport is who's healthy and who's ready. The interesting thing is that Novikov got 2nd like 3 weeks ago at Ukraine's Strongest Man. He's also the first Ukrainian to win World since Vasil Verstuk did it in, I believe, 2004. And looking forward to it. Wish Kielskowski was there. Wish Lises was there. It's too bad that Thor had to retire and go into boxing. But if you look at all these athletes, if these were just the only 25 athletes that there is going forward in strongman, that's going to be some exciting times. And there's a lot more. There's probably almost double these guys that are just right there in talent. Close. Maybe not quite yet, but close. That could be at this world's, this level at this world stage. And it's a great time to be in strongman. It's a great time for me to talk about strongman. Let me know your thoughts on the contest below, on what you think of Novikov. One of the smallest guys to win in a long time. I believe he's like 6'1", 280-ish pounds. He's, about the size of Yoko Ohola. And I liked the event selection overall. And it's funny, then, you have pretty much the biggest person in the contest, Tom Stoltman, right next to him on second. And he's, almost as tall of him standing on the second podium. And it just shows that, strongman's about being strong and technical. And Novikov's crafty. I remember when he won the Arnold Amateur, a lot of people wrote him off, including other pros, when he went to shows and stuff. And then he showed up at the Arnold, and he's just kind of shocked people his entire time. I'd say he was the rookie of the year in strongman last year, and this year, as far as a pro, and this year he's world's strongest man. What an awesome story. I'm Kalle Beck. Thanks for watching.